Hello, versatile mind for Christ, and let me start by saying how gratifying it is to see people like you earnestly and sincerely putting your views out there. I sincerely commend your efforts. However, if you wish to do something significant and productive in this video series you're planning, you'd do well to heed what I have to say here, because you make a number of very ambitious claims in your trailer video, and I for one would hate to see a nice young lady such as yourself be made to look a bit silly because she didn't appreciate how the land lies. You see, the atheist community here on YouTube is very mature. Between us we have expertise in, well, just about everything. It includes biblical experts, natural scientists of all disciplines, social scientists such as myself, logicians, philosophers, and many passionate advocates of atheism, secularism, and rationalism. We have a great many expert debaters and reasoners, powerful and persuasive public speakers, comedians, and opinion leaders. The purpose of telling you all of this is to remind you that the standard, discredited, and worn-out Christian apologetics your co-religionists are fond of peddling will not fly. If you merely rehash answers in Genesis or the bogus and unsupported claims of Lee Strobel, you will be ridiculed, and rightly so. What we want to see, as intellectually honest people, is for you to prove your truth claims using original and substantive arguments. You'll need to start out by telling us what it is you're going to prove. What is God, for example, is a good place to start. Telling us he's bigger than you can imagine or beyond time and space won't fly, because that's telling us what God isn't, rather than telling us what he is. Is he composed of matter? Does he reside in this universe or outside of it? What does it mean to be outside the universe? Your truth claims will also have to be coherent. You can't, for example, make the claim that God is omnipotent and omnibenevolent, and then tell us he's created a place called hell where everyone who doesn't believe in him will suffer forever, because that doesn't make sense. Once you've established your definitions, and that your claims are internally consistent, you'll need to present specific, verifiable evidence for them, or alternatively construct logical syllogisms that are both valid and sound to demonstrate that your claims must be true. The former is preferable, as it's all well and good to use logic to prove one thing or another, but we all ultimately have to live in reality, and the best way to demonstrate things about reality is to prove them with evidence. In fact, that's the only way of knowing anything about reality. Some things that don't count as evidence are personal experiences, which have alternative explanations, irreducible complexity, which is a mathematical illusion, or personal interpretations of the Bible. These things don't count because they're not objectively verifiable. You'll also need to avoid making arguments that aren't specific. For example, you could use the argument that the universe requires a first cause, but that doesn't get you anywhere because that first cause could have been anything. The argument is not specific to the Christian God. To summarize: 1. State clearly what you are trying to prove. 2. Establish that your claim is internally consistent. 3. Present specific, verifiable evidence for said claim. It's a lot of work. Demonstrating anything to be true is hard work, but it's especially hard work to demonstrate that a set of claims like those typically made by your co-religionists are true, partly because of the ambitious nature of the claims, but partly because every great mind that has applied itself to apologetics in favour of God has failed thus far. If you are obsessed with knowledge and truth-seeking, as I am, this won't sound onerous at all. I am happy to undergo this strenuous process to demonstrate any of my beliefs. If, however, you are more interested in preaching, this will sound like very hard work indeed. Good luck.